So what can the average American person do to make a difference for farm workers? And just whoever would like to tackle this
Well,
first.
okay, I'll start it off. Let me tell you that whenever there is significant change made in this country and by members of Congress, it is because of the average American taking this on as an issue and encouraging and pushing and advocating for that issue with their elected officials, both at the state and the local level. The power of change really is with the people themselves. And I think it's really important that the American public understands that the power that they have to create positive change. Very often in the communities that I represent and in poor minority communities, the feeling is, and there's this, I hear this all the time, ¿para qué? It's what's the use? Nobody's going to listen to us. And to them, what I say to them, that's exactly what our enemies want our communities to believe.
Counting on that.
That we're helpless, that we're powerless. Because as long as we believe that, we won't use the power that we have to create that positive change. And that's what our enemies are afraid of, that we will realize our own power.
I think, yes, absolutely building power, representation, voting, and taking action to this are real ways. And if they're looking for more sort of tangible ways, even going to the farmers market, I think oftentimes we go and we look for things that are organic and things that are locally sourced, but are we asking how the workers are being treated? That's another question that oftentimes gets left out. And so I think it's important to be able to start asking and questioning that too, because the only reason that organic even became a thing was because people started to ask for it. So those are small ways that people can help out in those ways, calling their members of Congress, voting for people that represent them. But honestly, those are all small individual choices. This really needs to be a large systemic change. Yeah. The CARE Act needs to get passed. Pathway to citizen needs to be provided, to citizenship needs to be provided. And we just need to be able to create a better America.
I definitely agree with all the points made already. But I mean, the last thing that I could really say is people can only do so much before when they're, how can I say this? I feel like people need to educate themselves on the matter and educate others. I feel like a lot of people, again, go to the grocery store not knowing, not thinking about anything besides their main objective that day. So just educating themselves on the matter. And I feel like once people do that, they'll be able to sympathize or empathize with what we're going through, and perhaps, you know, lean in a different way next time that they have to make a conscious decision of, you know, buying that fruit, or a teacher pushing away a migrant student, because there's been numerous times where I've encountered situations where my situation was not accounted for in a way. It was just shrugged off. I was just a regular student to anybody else, or a regular person, when that wasn't the fact. So, you know, just people educating themselves, I feel like that's the best start to move forward.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Congresswoman Roybal-Allard. Thank you, Norma Flores Lopez. And thank you all for joining us tonight.